fantastic competition coming to from the Vodafone Arena here in Suva, Fiji. It is the United Masters Weightlifting Federation Championship, and today we've got the men's competition just about to get underway, the 35 through 39-year-old age group. Looking forward to it very much indeed. Still hear a big buzz in Fiji after that extraordinary demonstration of powerlifting yesterday by two champions of the Pacific, Dikatua and Jenny Winnie, in the women's competition yesterday in the women's 40 through 45. It was absolutely brilliant lifting by both of them. In a series of sequential lifts, they smashed world record marks. Will we see the same this morning when we introduce you to our men in this category? The men just about to get underway in the 35 through 39 age group. Looking forward to introducing you to them in just a moment as well. All up, we've got 7 lifters spread across 3 weight categories, the 73s, the 90s today, and the 98s. Going to be very interesting. Speaking of champions, Jenny Winnie just about to bring them out here onto the competition platform. Also, just an update for you, we're being split today as well, our audio going out on the world feed, and for our world feed brothers and sisters, a reminder that FBC coverage here in Suva means that we have a series of multiple camera positions, and we from time to time will be leaving you as we go out the back and have a look at what's going on in the warm-up rooms out the back, so please indulge us with that. But right now, let us introduce you and take you down to the platform. Michael Noonan, our MC, is about to introduce these lifters to you. Mr. Mansour there in his resplendent blue shades, representing Australia today, comes out of the Hawthorn Gym. More of him in just a moment, and the rest of the lifters. Michael Noonan, the MC, speaker and announcer today, and we'll take you down onto the platform to introduce you to the lineup. So Ryan Okamoto, if you're not hearing the feed in from Michael, out of USA, Hawaii in fact. Corey McNaught, representing New Zealand, he'll be up against Ryan today in the 73s. Carl Wilson, representing Team USA, out of San Francisco today, and he's going to be pitched against this man, Justin Connor. Got a bit of form as well, both these guys, so it's going to be an interesting showdown in the 90s. Sam Manuela, representing New Zealand, but I reckon a couple of Cook Islanders will be very interested in what Sam is doing today. And here's Albert Field from Fiji, out of Suva, representing Fiji for the first time. And Mark Mansour, been around representing Australia. You've probably seen him, FBC viewers, a lot over the last couple of days, been assisting the Australian team. Today, it's he that is going to be doing his thing out here on this wonderful competition platform here at Vodafone Arena. Loving life here in Fiji. The word is from all our lifters, they cannot believe what they're seeing here. Wonderful competition in prospect. The first of 2 today, the men's 35 through 39, 7 lifters ready to rock and roll. We are as well. We're going to take a little bit of a break as the guys get out the back and finish off their warm-ups ahead of the competition proper in about 9 minutes from now. This is continuing coverage, FBC Sports, across Fiji and now around the world. We'll be back shortly with more.
Stop to turn it back. turning back.
And welcome back to the Vodafone Arena here in beautiful Suva, Fiji for this Thursday action here at the United Masters Weightlifting Championships. We're just about to get underway with action in the men's today. It's the 35 through 39 year age group, 7 lifters in all, 3 weight categories, and great to know that our audio today being taken across the world on the international feed, leaving here as well. But FBC viewers, great that you can stick around, and for you of course there's some local interest as well, because we've got Albert Fui here out of Suva, Fiji, trains out of the local BoxFit HQ and the club down here in Fiji, and we will see very, very soon in action as well. Bit of a glimpse there of Justin Connor, the Australian, going to be lifting in a little while as well. And as I said, we've got lifters today from the USA, New Zealand, Australia and Fiji. So a little bit of a mixed bag here as the guys get set for action. First up, out on the main platform today, great to welcome Ryan Okamoto, going to be out on the platform in a moment. And out the back, he's just preparing, walks out onto the main platform. They put 70 kilos on the bar to welcome him to the international competition. All the way from the big island of Hawaii, he's here today. A big contingent of Hawaiians as well representing Team USA, 7 in all in fact, from across the various Hawaiian islands, and Ryan here from the big island. 70 Ks, let's see how he goes. So it looks like a pretty handy start for him, getting competition underway here today. 3 white lights and away he goes. So he's going to be lifting in the 73 class alongside of Corey McNaught of New Zealand as well. Let's have a look at this. Getting into a handy receive position, driving it up, looking good. And for those of you on the international feed as well, please indulge us, because what we're seeing here is the feed into FBC television, and we have the advantage of a couple more camera angles perhaps, and we spend a lot of time out the back in the warm-up area, so please indulge us. So at the moment then, we are seeing, for those of you on FBC, the back area and of course the nomination table. There's Ryan getting set for his next lift. Looks like he's going to go with 74, as you can see in the bottom graphic. And out the back, of course, the various coaches now nominating their weights. Looks like there might be a little bit of a move on behalf of Mr. Mansour as well, the Australian. Not too far away from opening up his account. There he is. 74 looks like they're put on out the back. Just wrapping the tats and the sleeve there. Inspired the tattoos by his introduction to Polynesia and the wonderful tattoos of this part of the world. And certainly enjoys that. But before we see the Australian Ryan Okamoto here going to come out with his second attempt, 74 he wants on the bar. There he is. And that's Chris Alcatamara, who was out on the platform yesterday. You might remember that he was carted off at one stage with a very serious cramp, and I'm delighted to say that he's back up on his feet. Got himself a medal here at the Masters. Pacing in bottom of picture, that's our Australian. Waiting patiently just to come out on stage is this man. Took up weightlifting after getting introduced to it through tennis. He used to be a bit of a tennis player, decided that he needed to get stronger, took up weightlifting and fell in love with the iron sport. The rest, so they say, is history, and Ryan is out here now in his first major international competition, representing Team USA. Looking pretty handy with his 74, so he's away, consolidating that 70 with his first lift. 74 there for his second. No major dramas at this stage. Reckon he'll probably want to go an 80. That's his PB coming into the competition. Wonder whether he's going to take 5, maybe another 6 kilos to get there with his third lift. Looking pretty handy this morning. Warmed up pretty well. Okay, so from Australia then, Mark Mansour, our first look at him with his customary blue shades on. Reckons that the world looks a little bit better through the blue lenses, and a bit of a character, our Mark. As I said, got the sleeves on. And I'm not sure whether we'll get a look at it, but on his left arm inside is a tattoo of the great Robert Cabas, who was an inspiration to this guy all those years ago. At high school, way back in 2002, I think it was, that he first started his weightlifting, and it was Robert Cabas that introduced him and got him going in the iron sport. Mark Mansour then out on platform. First attempt, he's going 75. And really getting pumped up. He's a very emotional lifter. Loves his work. He's pumped, ready to rock and roll. He's lifting in the 98s today, so he's got a little bit of attention out there with the New Zealand lifter and also the Fiji lifter. Looks around. Does the Mr. Demos look left, just letting everybody know that he's around and about. Mark feeling pretty good about himself. I reckon he's going to go higher. And as we on FBC have a look out the back, reminder, of course, that the nomination table is where the coaches and those seconds to our lifters indicate to Lily Coffer, who's wearing the headset, and the weight is then communicated from back of house to front of house. It's then stacked, and then the lifters are invited to come out and take their turns. So with Mark going higher, Ryan from USA probably going to come out for his third. Initially got down for a third at 79. Yes, I reckon he's going to go higher, the American. Got to try and knock over his PB of 80, I reckon, here today. So that means Mark's going to come back out and have his 80. Second attempt. Getting into the zone. There's a PB of 113. 83 is his best as a master, so he's within striking distance of that today, I would say. Has some international form as well. Been lifting internationally and representing Australia over the last couple of years, and has had some good results. Went over to New Zealand for the World Cup Masters, Oceania Masters as well, and a couple of Oceania World Cup events as well. Always finishing on the podium, so he's there or thereabouts, is Mr. Mansour. Looks like he's going higher as well. So he must be feeling pretty good, must have warmed up pretty good today. And just a reminder for those of you online, we at FBC are out the back looking at all this. So bear with us, we'll get the lifters out onto the platform for you online shortly. But we are enjoying the drama of the warm-up room out the back. And now we are seeing out onto the platform, Ryan Okamoto going to attempt here his best in competition, which is an 80. Just alerting him today, reckon he's got a couple of buddies probably viewing online at a CrossFit All-Star Gym in Waimea Bay. And if you are over there this afternoon, everyone, a big buller from us here in Suva, Fiji. Hope you're doing well. Here's your boy, just dropping that 80 in front of him. So he's going to come away with that second snatch of 74 today. That second pull just leaving him a little bit short, I think. Okay, Mark Mansour then. As I was saying, his best snatch as a master is 83, so he's getting very close to that today. Looked very good in warm-up when I snuck out there earlier on, I must say. And perhaps inspired by the great Robert Cabas. And so good are our FBC cameras that I wonder whether we might even get a shot of that at some stage throughout the day here as Mark steps up onto the platform. Second attempt, 82, one away from his best ever in competition as a master. And he slams down the big weight, 82 pounds into the platform. And Mark strides off. And he's very, very happy about that. So travelling well here at the moment is the Aussie. He's got another lift to come. Philip Christou of Australia out there with him as well. A bit of an inspiration. He too was a revelation in Australian weightlifting over the last couple of years, and as a master, and in his prime days as well. That gentleman walking across screen at the moment, I'm referring to, for those of you who might know Australian weightlifting too well, but Chris was a super lifter, still is, Philip I should say, Christou, still is a super lifter. As we saw the other day, and I can see Paul Coffer down there as well, near the nomination table, keeping an eye on things. He too getting into the equation at the moment out the back. Here we are. So Chris and Mark. And that's Leora Yates as well, and she also was pounding out a couple of world marks yesterday in the women's. Came away with a wonderful snatch of 71 yesterday. She did extraordinarily well. So the Australian Brains Trust here out the back working extremely hard with Mark Wansour. The blue shades are on, and the Aussie wants to come out here and smack that 83 around on the platform. From the famous Hawthorn Gym in Melbourne. Of course, it was the Hawthorn Gym where the mighty Marcus Stephen, as a schoolboy all those years ago in the late 80s, walked in and told Mr. Paul Coffer that he wanted to do weightlifting. And of course, 2 years later, he was in Auckland, New Zealand, and just smashed out a couple of big lifts there and created a machine that was to become and evolve into Oceania weightlifting, which is producing so many incredible champions and has over the last 2 decades. Nauru, of course, was producing weightlifting and is again lifting another rich vein of weightlifters. We saw an extraordinary talent come out of Nauru last week. Felicity Note, young girl, 15-year-old, lifting some extraordinary weights. More of Nauru and the Oceania machine shortly, because just out on platform now, international online viewers will see Corey McNaught. Corey for the first time today coming out with 85, lifting in the 73s. That is a handy start for him. He'll be staring down the barrel of his best ever 88 snatch in a moment. And while we're on the subject of Corey, can I wish his nephew a very happy birthday. Declan, from your Uncle Corey here in Super Fiji on competition day, a very happy 11th birthday to you. Declan is thinking of you, and keep an eye on your uncle because he's out here doing his thing in Super Fiji. Okay, Kyle Wilson from the Bay Area of San Francisco is out on the platform. When he's not weightlifting, he's a reconstructive foot and ankle surgeon, loves weightlifting. Not sure whether we've got the right 85. Yes, it is. Open up 85 for Kyle. Looking pretty handy as well, lifting in the 90s today. Just loves the iron sport. Was introduced to it as a high school student. When did his medical studies, as we just watch and analyze his 85 nicely out of that squat. Looking good. Without a coach, does it all himself, but if he's got Paul Coffer who's talking to him at the moment out the back, you never know what he's going to do here today. He's going to follow himself at 86. So we've got the Kiwi, we've got the Aussie, and we've got the American hard at work here. Continuing live coverage across FBC Sports, and good to have your company today. We've got one more day as well, Friday, and then sadly we all depart for points around the world. What an incredible 2 weeks of weightlifting it's been here, and once again can I compliment FBC Sports and the Fiji Sports Council and Sports Commission as well for making all this so possible. Just brilliant. And I can tell you what, a number of these masters weightlifters have never seen anything like this. From the loaders out here to this overhead camera position that we're enjoying. And now can we welcome to the platform representing Fiji, Albert Fiu is just about to stride out onto the platform for his first attempt. First ever international representation for Albert, and he's going to step out with a big 90 on the bar for him. Big cheer as well from the crowd here getting into the arena, the beautiful Vodafone Arena on this glorious day in the Fiji capital. Albert out with 90 for his first attempt. he'd be feeling pretty comfortable about that, I am sure, because he's away. Everybody doing pretty well at the moment. A lot of green on the scoreboard. So a nice fluidity to the competition here as well as the guys set about their work. So Albert is away. Yet to see Connor out of Australia and Manuela out of New Zealand as well. Two lifters yet to come. Corey McNaught looked pretty good with his opener, got his 85, and now a big PB attempt here. He's put 2 on his best ever, coming out on 90 for his second. And as I said, Declan, Uncle Corey, thinking of you today on your 11th birthday. Hope you're doing well down there in New Zealand. And that is a very handy PB for our New Zealand lifter. And Gabby Peach, Corey also wanting me to call you out as well today. You are, of course, Corey's coach. He says hi to you. So the remote coaching is paying off here, Gabby. Look at him go. Looking really good. Got a nice competition here. Masters competition continuing here in Super Fiji. Okay, on to Mark Mansour then. He also pressing the red lines here now. He's really going hammer and tong. He's got a 91 out. Goodness. This is very big for him. Best as a master was 83. Best ever was a 113 a few years ago. This is 91 in masters weightlifting. Too much. Leaving it forward, so the 82 is there. Very ambitious attempt at 91. Warm-up must have gone extremely well. Well, we'll keep an eye on his cleans as well, cleans and jerks, because if he's in this frame of mind, I reckon he's going to give them a little bit of a crank as we just watch it, just leaving it forward as you can see. It's a little tentative, just not getting in underneath it into that receive position, so the 91 clatters to the platform. Okay, so here's Carl Wilson then stepping out. Lives in the Bay Area of San Francisco. And without a coach, training all at home by himself. Introduced to weightlifting during high school, loved it. But his medical studies kept him away from a number of years. So too the family, the 4 kids at home, and his beautiful wife as well. But back to it now. Looking nice. Looking pretty good. 93 for his second. 2-1, gets a majority decision. Actually, looks like the jury is going to get involved with this. Keep an eye, FBC viewers, on that right arm of his. Jury with Sam Coffer in charge today. There they are. This sneak view that we have with this wonderful coverage from FBC Sports. Generally Winnie there over the shoulder of the jury chairman, Sam Coffer. They have views of the lift that we do not. And they're seeing stuff that we can't see here. And the analysis continues. Generally Winnie now conveying this back to MC Michael Noonan, and the result is...
The jury have decided that there is no limit to the bending and extending of the left arm.
So, according to the jury, it was a press out. Looks like Paul Coffer just going over to have a bit of a natter to Kyle. And I tell you what, Paul Coffer was in the corner of a couple of incredible weightlifters last night who came out here and absolutely smashed the competition. Decatur and generally Winnie, with 6 extraordinary lifts, breaking Masters records. So Paul Coffer, the Master Blaster, coaching them to extraordinary heights last night. I wonder what he can do here for Kyle Wilson here today. They're looking around and there's a discussion being had. 93, another crack at the 93, or are they going higher? Kyle, I might remind you, has got a best of 100. So Mr. Coffer then looking after the American here today from San Francisco. And I tell you what, Kyle is in very good hands because this could be a masterstroke for the American. Okay, that brings Corey McNaught back out onto the platform. He's going for his 95, and again a massive PB in comp if this is the case. His best ever before today was 88. He's broken that already by 2 in his second lift. This is 95. Andy Jamison, who himself did extremely well in his corner up the back. And again, our apologies for our international viewers online. You're not seeing these pictures that we at FBC Sports are. We love the drama of the back room. Okay, so here's Corey McNaught then for his third. A big PB attempt here by Corey. Leaving it short, but he's got to be happy with his 90. Andy Jamison there just giving him a bit of applause. Okay, so Corey McNaught then got a couple of minutes out the back to think about what he's going to do with his strategizing around his clean and jerks. And smiles a little ruefully as he steps down off the platform. Thought that he might have had that, just leaving it marginally short, just into that receive position. But the weight there, the 95, just knocking him around. Okay, so Kyle then coming back, got denied by the jury intervention at 93, going to come back and have a crack at 95. He's got Paul Coffer in his corner, and that could be a masterstroke for this man. That looks a lot better to me. I'd be very surprised if that goes anywhere near the jury. And we're waiting, and we are waiting, and we are waiting. There might be a slight technical problem out the front. We haven't seen. It's a good lift. The white lights are up eventually. Don't know quite what happened there. A little bit of a glitch in the system, but I tell you what, Carl will be pretty happy about that. So he took the hit at 93, but he's out for his 95. He'll be feeling a lot better about that. Okay, so he has time to repair and get ready for his 105 opening clean and jerk. Still 2 lifters to come. The first of them we're about to see, because Justin Connor from the Burleigh Barbells Club up on the Gold Coast in Queensland is going to step out onto the platform. His first attempt at 100. This is going to be an interesting showdown between he, Justin, and Sam out of New Zealand. Manuela. Both of them nominating 100 starts. Let's see how Justin goes. Good start. Nice 100. Good opener for him. So I wonder whether he's going to chase his 116 today, which is his best ever. This is a pretty handy opener. Nice drive out of that squat position. Good lockout. Looks good. Okay, so a bit of a trans-Tasman battle here now, because here's Sam Manuela from New Zealand, and also the mighty Cook Islands, because his dad is from the Cooks, his mum from New Zealand, and it's hello to you all out in the Cooks today. Nico, in fact, district where he comes from, his dad does. Well, I reckon he's going to try and channel his good form that he showed at the Masters World Cup in Auckland when he won his gold medal. That was a nice opener for him as well. So he's going 100. It's a Trans-Tasman battle here. And the Kiwi and the Aussie having a bit of a crack at each other in this 98 category. So Albert Fiu from Suva in Fiji, he's getting amongst the 100s as well. They're on to triple digits. Nicely does a good control, not rushing down there in the squat, holding on to his 100. So it's a bit of a three-way battle then. It's New Zealand, it's Australia, and it's Fiji. Adding a little bit of life here to this men's 35 through 39 category, coming to you live through FBC Sports. Good to see that Fiji represented here, and Albert doing good work here. Boxfit HQ in Suva is his gym. Get down there and let him inspire you. Okay, what's going on here? So the Kiwi's going to make a little bit of a move. Okay, so it looks like Sam going to go higher. Albert's going to come out next at 101. Going high up, Sam going to come out at 105, making a bit of a move, see what the Aussie reply will be from Justin Connor. So Sam then. Had a busy day, Sam. He's a lecturer and got an appointment at the USB, University of the South Pacific, later on this afternoon. Does psychology. But first, he wants himself a gold medal.
105 on the bar. Second attempt, Sam Manuela, New Zealand.
For the lead then in the men's 98, 105. Looking very good. Very strong 105. Nicely handled. Okay, so it's this New Zealand-Australia battle at the moment. And we've also got Albert from Fiji, Fiu, there or thereabouts as well, lifting in the heavier category.
105 kilos.
And it looks like there's some more moves being made out the back. Everybody going higher. This is great lifting by Albert Fiu of Fiji, as I said, in his first major international competition. Graduated from the Yetson School here in Suva, Fiji, well known across these parts. And of course is a very famous school here in Suva, and then went on to study at USP. So it looks like Sam has got Johan Handwerk there working for him, the big Kiwi. And again, apologies for those of you online. We've got some wonderful pictures coming in from the back room here where we're getting close-ups of Albert, Sam, and also Justin, the Australian and Fijian and New Zealand lifters, and their coaches going up to the nomination table, which at the moment is seated behind is Paul Coffer and Lily Coffer with a headset on, radioing and indicating and communicating lift changes to out the front. So Albert then making a move, Fiji going to make a move at 108, his final lift. And I tell you what, he's getting into heady territory as well, because this will be his best ever in competition. By far. and it's a big jump as well. He took a 90 first up, he went to 100, and now this big 108, which by 3 kilograms is the biggest lift he's ever done in competition. Never done this lift before. And so he leaves the 108 on the platform. 100 is his best. Okay, that leaves the Australian and the New Zealander together. Justin Connor, 109. Looks like he could be the next out. Let's have a look. Just leaving it short again. The big 108 just denying Albert here. As we look at the overhead camera shot down onto the lifter on FBC Sport. So Justin Connor then coming out. First up 100. And he's taken a 9 kilo addition. So he's out at 109 to wrest the lead back in this showdown in the 98s. Well, Justin there, going to have to reflect on that. It was a big jump. A big 9 kilo take for him. So leaves him a little bit vulnerable to the New Zealand lifter here now. Let's have a look at this from overhead. Again, just a little bit short. So question is, what does Justin do here? We're again out the back on FBC Sport. You can see the Australian coach speaking there to Lily Coffer. Justin in competition has done a 116, so he's going to go higher, is he? He's going higher. So 109 he's going to leave out on the platform as a memory. He's going 112. Looks like the New Zealanders are going to respond as well. That's Johan Handwerk there, just coming across to Sam, the New Zealand lifter. He's going 111 for his third. Going to put the pressure back on the Australian. The benefit, of course, that Sam is lifting in the heavier categories in the 98s today. Got a bit of a battle anyway between the weightlifters. 111. So 105 his best, but nevertheless comfortably leading in the men's 98 division at the moment. So Justin Connor got his 100, Carl Wilson got his 95, so the Australian leads the 90 battle. Let's have a look at this. And again, the boys just leaving a little bit short today as we look at the overhead shots here on FBC Sport. And Sam not really happy with that. Probably was hoping to get around the 110 today. Okay, so we got one lifter alive in the snatch competition here in the men's, in the 35 through 39-year-old age group. It is the Australian Justin Connor. He's asking for 113 from the loaders. And the Aussies in the crowd inviting him to come out here and do some damage to this weight. 116 is his best, so technically should be able to handle it, but these are competition circumstances and only got into Suva very late. That's eluding him today, so 100 is his best. So it's going to be an interesting showdown between him and Carl Wilson in the men's 90s, and in the 98s as well. It is the New Zealander Sam Manuela who leads at the moment. Justin Connor then of Australia gets a little bit of a break as we once again see the lifters not quite getting into this receive position here this morning. It's a warmish day here in Suva. Just wondering, for some of the warm-ups went pretty well, but Justin here will be ruining that a little bit. Probably thought that he had a few more kilos on the bar that he could have done with. A little bit philosophic as he goes out the back to prepare for the clean and jerk. This is our continuing coverage on FBC Sports as we celebrate with Justin Connor. Some good lifting this morning, probably not quite what he wanted, but he's got the clean and jerks to come, and who knows, maybe a Masters world record attempt by him as well. Looking strong, Justin. We too are at FBC Sports. A break, and then we come back for the clean and jerks. Stick around.
Turning back. Rise up, no turning back. Rise up, no turning back.
And welcome back to us here at the Vodafone Arena. We're in the midst of the men's 35 to 39 category at the United Masters Weightlifting Championship, enjoying the pictures that we hope on FBC Sports and also streaming worldwide as well. Just about to get into the clean and jerk competition here with a number of lifters. 7 in fact, representing USA, New Zealand, Fiji and Australia. Mark Mansour here. Just hit a big mark in the snatch when he lifted his 82, which is one of his best ever as a master, or very close to it at least, within a kilo of it. And we wonder what he can do when he comes out with his clean and jerk. He was very aggressive with his third lift, came out with a big 91 on the bar, couldn't quite handle it, and it clattered into the platform. So Mark Mansour with the Polynesian sleeves on his arms, getting set and looking like he's going to ask for a little bit more. So the loaders are out on the platform here at this wonderful Vodafone Arena, and I hope that you're enjoying the pictures through FBC Sports. Looks like he's going to go to 85 as his opener. He is involved in a battle with New Zealand lifter Sam Manuela and Albert Fiu of Fiji. In the 90s, we've got Kyle Wilson of USA out of the Bay Area of San Francisco up against Justin Connor of Australia. He's out of Queensland. And Ryan Okamoto of USA up against Corey McNaught in the 73s. First move then in this category is this man, Mark Mansour of Australia. A little worried about that right arm of his, but seems that the Australian team are pretty happy with it. So to the referees, it's a good lift. He's got his 85. So Mark is away. And just while we got a moment as well, it's a big hi to Trent DeBuido, who usually, of course, looks after our international feeds, does a fantastic job, and Trent a little bit under the weather, so stepping in for him today. Hopefully for not too long, because Trent, we miss you and wish you a speedy recovery. We move on with the Australian, contemplating his next move. And a very handy Australian lifter in his corner this afternoon. Philip Christou is there, and also Leora Yates as well. Both of them are pretty handy, and you can see Mr. Christou, for FBC viewers, walking across bottom of picture to have a little bit of a consult with his lifter. There is Ms. Yates as well. She lifted extraordinarily well yesterday, setting herself a new Masters World record. Philip Christou in deep discussion with our lifter Mark Mansour of Australia. Got 87 nominated. Looks like there's going to be a move out the back indeed Phil moving across to the nomination table. Looks like he's going to go up. Let's see what the confirmation of that is. 89 is the ask. So just having a quick look at Mark Mansour. As I said, he's been around for a while and competed internationally. Went to the New Zealand Masters Championships, got himself a bronze medal there. Oceania Masters as well, another bronze. And he's been representing Australia at Masters level for a number of years now. His best ever clean and jerk in the Masters is a 101. And the way he went so hard at the snatch with that 91 attempt with his third, I just wonder whether he's going to have a crack and take a little bit of revenge on this bar and weights here in the clean and jerk. He's going 90, but it's at times such a cruel sport, the iron sport. It can give, and when it gives, it's very generous, and when it takes, it can take a lot. Okay, so 90 for his second attempt then. He's going the 5 jump. Mark Mansour. Loving life in Fiji. Now he gets to work. Everybody, all the weightlifters, just absolutely loving this weightlifting competition and also the welcome that they've got in Fiji. But out on the platform, 90 kilos awaits this athlete. Nice strong clean, and again thumps it down, reminding himself that he's going to get on top of these weights here today. So successfully approaching his best ever as a Masters lifter. Smashes that weight down and just basically emphasizes who's the boss here today, this Thursday, and just lets everybody know in the arena as well that he has control. Okay, so he's taken the mandatory 1 kilo increment and just in slow-mo, wonderful slow-mo shots we're getting through FBC Sports. Just lets everybody know that he is the boss out here. Making a move, going to 92. Discussion time for the Australians. As Yates is there. Phil Christou is there. Maybe trying to get some respite, maybe get one of the other lifters out there just to give him another moment or two. Clock is ticking. And for those of you in Fiji probably not too familiar with weightlifting, there is a window open in which they have to nominate their next weight. If they don't in time, they're shut out and they have to go with the weight already nominated. See whether Phil makes a move here. There's that pull he's talking about. So, yep, Phil reckons he's got more, and he's going over to the table. For those of you online not seeing this, we've got a minute on the clock. He's asking for more. 92 was there. He's just gone across to the nomination table. Okay, it does bring out another lifter, so it's probably exactly what the Australians wanted. So Ryan out of Hawaii, or lifting here today for Team USA, is going to come out and do his 95. Okamoto, Ryan Okamoto, lives on the big island of Hawaii. One of 7 lifters from the Hawaiian group who are over here representing Team USA. Just having a quick look at the referees, and they are happy with that. So 95 secured above his head. That's good. Wonder whether he's going to have a quick look at his 109 here today. Probably would want to get away a nice, good second lift if he's going to go anywhere near his competition or his PB at 109. I think his best in competition is a 104, and that's a nice extension there. Good receive. So he looks to be in pretty good nick. So the Australian Mark Mansour, in the meantime, has had a look at that. And Philip Christou there just letting Mark know that he's up for it. And FBC viewers can see Philip in bottom of picture there talking to Mark. And it's this relationship between the coach and the lifter that is just so critical to this sport. And there's a beautiful view of them. Showing the lifter that they've got it, knowing what they've gone through in the warm-up, knowing what injuries or other they're carrying, probing the weaknesses of the opposition. The psychodrama out the back is just something to behold in weightlifting. The iron sport, it is so multifaceted. And this Masters competition highlighting the critical relationship between coach and lifter. Looks like Corey McNaught, the New Zealander, beginning to make a little bit of a move. He too is just moving through picture for FBC viewers in the black New Zealand strip, dedicating his performance today to his young nephew Declan, celebrating his 11th birthday. Good on you, Declan. You're doing good down there in New Zealand, buddy. Nice out here, and your uncle Corey going really well at the moment. So, looks like the Australians made a move. Mark Mansour gone to 100. Wow. I reckon Chris is suggesting to him, or Philip is suggesting to him, that he goes and has a crack. No, he's going to come out and go at the 100. 101 is his best ever as a Masters lifter. Looking at a wonderful picture of him at the moment as he prepares himself for this 100 attempt. Online viewers will see him in just a moment as he strides out onto the platform in reflective mode through the tunnel as he leaves the warm-up room. Philip Christou pats him down and sends him on his way. 100 out on the platform, greets the Australian, and he gets a warm reception from the Australian contingent here in Suva at this Masters Championship. Successful 85, went to 90, now 100. Clock at 10. Oh. Come on, he roars. He stares down the 100 and he punches the air. He is so thrilled. And I tell you what, so too Philip Christou. the Australian inspired here today. That's great lifting by him. Redeems himself. 3 beautiful clean and jerks. Once again, so powerful off the clean. Comes up and nails the big 100. Thrilled and roars his delight. And the Robert Cabas sleeve of tattoos there as well. Polynesian inspired designs. Okay, so the Aussie is done. 3 from 3 in the clean and jerk from him. What can our Hawaiian American do? Ryan is out from the Big Island. Former tennis player. Took up the iron sport to improve his tennis game. Developed strength. Left the tennis. Took on the weightlifting and hasn't looked back. 109 is his best. 104 his best in competition. Is he going to have a crack at that? This is his second. 101. We talk about lines in weightlifting, and the idea is to try and keep that weight going upwards in a vertical straight line. And I tell you what, he did that extremely well. I've got an oblique view of the lift here, and he gets the punch of approval there by his Hawaiian and American teammates. That one bounce out of the clean, and he's up. And he's there. So he gets his 101 and he's within 3 kilos of equaling his best ever in competition. Just walks a little bit sideways. I wonder whether the jury, no, they're happy. So our pictures for FBC Sports back out the back again, looking at what the Hawaiians or the Americans are doing. Ryan is going up. He's loading a 104. Okay, he's going his 104. So this is the best he's ever done in competition. I wonder whether he might sneak on an extra kilo, have a crack at setting a PB here. There he is in picture. Comes from the beautiful Big Island of Hawaii itself. And just loving life as the rest of the Hawaiian crew are here in Fiji. They've never seen anything like it. The competition, platform, the coverage, the people, beautiful Fiji. Put all that together, and what a competition you've got. Team New Zealand in bottom of picture as well for those of you on FBC Pictures. Just having a quick look, surveying the scoreline out the back. Ryan, meantime, sucking in a few big deep breaths, getting set for his biggest ever lift in competition. Sees himself, I think, on the big screen as well. That picture that you're seeing on FBC Sport also being seen out here on the big arena as well. Going higher, so yep, thought he might have a bit of a crack at the 104. So that leaves Corey McNaught then, the New Zealander, out onto the platform. Lifting in the 73s today, going extremely well. Got that big 90, which is his PB snatch by 2. He'll be having a look at 100. Well, I tell you what, he's looked at the 100 and he's thought, I'm going to put 5 on it. First attempt. So this is a big 5 kilo PB for him. Corey McNaught coming out to have a crack at a PB. First lift in competition here. So those down at Snap Fitness in Christchurch will be following him very closely, I think, his local club. Oh, speed under the bar, impressive, 105, big PB, never done that in competition before. And smashes his PB by 5 with his first lift here in Suva. Man, he's going good. looking really, really good, the Kiwi. Lifting in the 73 category, got 2 lifts to come. Gets out of this, nice clean, the adjustment and then the speed underneath the bar here, impressive. That's in super slow-mo for those of you on FBC, and wow, nice lift. Okay, so Carl Wilson had a bit of a run-in with the jury midway through his snatch competition when he got knocked over on the 93 by them, came back and whacked them with the 95 after the intervention of Paul Coffer. The master coach came over and had a couple of words for him. So he's coming out at 105. So I tell you what, these lifters are really encouraging one another, because this is a big PB for him as well. He hasn't done 105 in competition before, and he's just done it. No wonder he's got a bit of a smile on his face. And yeah, the reconstructive foot and ankle surgeon refound the passion for the iron sport, and his mid-years, now that the family is growing up and the studies of the medical profession is under control, and here he is banging out a 105. Okay, so talking about PBs, everybody's knocking him over at the moment. This man as well, never before has he lifted in competition this 105. He's trained himself to a 109, but never in competition this 105. So here he goes. So who knows, perhaps inspired by the previous two. Let's get him a PB here. 105, big PB. Once again, beautiful lifting. Had to think about it a little bit, came off the clean, worked him over, but in the end, that jerk of his was really nice. There's the 3 white lights, and there's the embrace from Team Hawaii USA, because Ryan here has walked away with a lovely PB in competition. Loving life in Suva, and has got something big out of this competition. Fabulous lifting by him. He'll be absolutely thrilled with that. That's a nice 105 for him. Okay, so speaking of PBs, here's another big attempt. He's just broken his PB with his first lift at 105. He's coming out now at 110. Successful with the 85 snatch, then the 90, put the 95 down. But the 105 has, I'm sure, restored his confidence, and now the 110. Oh, beautiful technician. Really lovely work. That jerk of his. Lock and load it. That's a 110. Very happily done. So Andy Jamieson then from the New Zealand team knocked over a couple of world records in his own right earlier on in the week, slapping him on the back. He deserves the encouragement. And again, for those of you online, we here on FBC Sports are enjoying some wonderful slow-mo replays of this lift by Corey McNaught, and he has done a super job there with his 110. That's very nice indeed. Okay, so Mr. Jamieson then walking over to the table. Again, pictures that you won't be seeing online, but he's walked over. Lily Coffer just about to relay to front of house what he wants. Corey must be going higher. He must be going a 115 at least. We'll find out in a moment. No, word is he's gone 116. Crikey, he's going up. Okay, so Carl Wilson then, for his second attempt, improving on his PB of 105. So he's going to put 13 kilos on his best ever snatch in competition if he gets this. 105 the PB, just a lift to go, now 113. He's in good nick. He's in really good nick. He's in inspiring form as well. These lifters inspiring in one another. They're pushing themselves to places they haven't been in competition before. So Corey comes across. And Kyle. And Paul Coffer out there as well. I'm sure just guiding him here. The magic touch of Paul Coffer. Incredible. It was amazing. I had to congratulate him last night after what I saw Dika Tua do in the women's competition in the 43-44 and Jenny Winnie as well last night when they broke between themselves a series of consecutive world record marks from their first through to their final lifts. It was one lift after another, and who was in their corner? Who was coaching them? None other than Paul Coffer. The week earlier, the Commonwealth Championships, a little bit of a falter between the pair of them, but Mr. Coffer in their corner, things change. Okay, a big 116 then for this man to see off his competition. Wow, he would love this. His fourth competition, started international competition back in 2023. And I tell you what, this will be really inspiring him. And those are the crew down in Christchurch, I'm sure. Loving the pictures coming online for you today. Okay, out onto the platform then. Third attempt, 116. His best clean and jerk when he stepped out onto the platform here in Suva about half an hour ago was 100. This is 116. And that's too big for him, but 110 is going to do it for him. Corey McNaught finishing up here in Suva. Not quite happy with that, but nevertheless he's got to be happy with the performance. Just wondering about the elbows there and that, just making that technical adjustment with the big 116. Second pull and the elbows just a little low, the chest forward, and unfortunately just couldn't get there, couldn't get the drive happening. But 110, he's got to be happy with it for a big 200 total. Got to be happy with that. Okay, let's move on to Albert. Theo then from Fiji, did extremely well earlier on in the snatch competition, got his 100 there, starting with 120. Yet to see Connor from Australia, yet to see Manuela from New Zealand. Their battle to resume. Fiji first out, 120. He is also involved in that battle. Albert away, got a nice 120 for his opener here in the clean and jerk, and they're happy with that. He must be as well, so he's closing in on his all-time PB, which is a 123. Have a look at this. Comes out of that clean pretty handily and gets in underneath that bar for his first of 120. Carl Wilson then, talking about PBs, with his USA t-shirt on now for his 120. Too much for him today, so blown backwards. So good lifting all round, and for him a total of 208. Just a little bit off what he usually does, but nevertheless good lifting here today, and a little bit rueful as he talks there to Paul Coffer. And a master class. Carl goes back, I'm sure, very, very happy. So congratulations to him. Two lifters to come. We've got Justin Connor And Manuela coming out from New Zealand, just blowing him backwards there. You could see the big weight. Overhead, nice shot as well. Okay, New Zealand representative Sam Manuela here. New Zealand via way of Cook Islands. Dad from the Cooks, mum from New Zealand. Nikau is the district on the island of Rarotonga, the beautiful island of Rarotonga where his dad comes from. And you can see the wonderful band on his right forearm there. Came away with a gold medal at the Masters competition in Auckland. Got some form. Looking very good. So the psychology lecturer from Auckland University has got a date with USP when he's done here at the Vodafone Arena with a big lecture organised for USP in psychometrics later on this afternoon. He's throwing his weights around here in the Vodafone Arena in this early afternoon session. Pictures live on FBC Sports. Great to have your company. Okay, so Albert back out. USP graduate. Yeton School graduate here in Suva as well. 125. Going to his best ever clean and jerk weight of 125. Not quite there. Clean came off okay. He's got one more crack at it. Haven't seen Justin Connor yet, the Australian. Coming out. Took a little bit out of him coming out of that deep squat and then just not getting underneath. Okay, Albert with a little bit of work to do. Wonder whether we might take a couple more on that just to get himself a little bit of respite out the back. Leaving that pretty short. Okay, Albert with some work to do then. The boys are going higher. Albert will be out next. He's going to go the 125. Some discussion out the back. You can't see this online, but Albert just reflecting on his circumstances at the moment. I reckon Fiji's going to go higher. They're going to try and buy him a minute or two, I think, just to recover from that 125 second attempt. We'll try and get some confirmation on that in just a moment. Is Albert going higher? We're looking at pictures from out the back at the moment on Fiji Broadcasting. Team Fiji in deep discussion. I'm sure Albert and his fans across the way at the BoxFit HQ gym in Suva following his progress very closely indeed. Okay, 125 they're going to stay at. Okay, so let's get this clean moving pretty quickly. Give himself a chance at the 125 overhead. Going to match his best ever in competition clean and jerk with this 125. He's got the 120, so he's alive in the competition, but he wants this. Clean's done him today, so that's 120 his best. He's got a total of 220, so he is done. And Albert loves the iron sport, he says, and all he wants to do is lift and lift again. So this 125 equaling his best ever, eluding him here today. So box fit, stand by. Albert's going to come down, I'm sure, and do a little bit more work with you. Okay, so Sam then from New Zealand coming out for his 130. Yet to see Justin Connor, the Australian. Sam lifting in the 98s, Justin in the 90s. Well, the psychology lecturer from Auckland University shows that he can throw a few weights around as well. He's just got his 132nd lift here. So he's looking pretty smooth in his division. And very happy with that one as well. Johan Handwerk there, who we saw lift earlier on in the week for Team New Zealand out the back, giving him a little bit of a hand. And this is pretty strong stuff here from Sam. As I said, he's backing up from his New Zealand Masters World Cup victory there recently, and he's also hoping to go through to the New Zealand Nationals. That's in October, and then the New Zealand Masters in November. So he's got a busy dance card ahead of him. Sam going up, yet to see Justin Connor, the Australian. Looks like the Australian wants to start at 135, and that's a big start weight for him. Travelling well here at the moment. Sam can see himself up on the big screen. And for those of you online, once again, we take our cameras out the back at the moment, where all the action is, as the Australian and New Zealand teams. It's Johan Handvik there, who's just helping Sam, pen in hand, contemplating the circumstances very deeply, what to do with Sam, how high and how hard to push him. The decision has been made. New Zealand coach making a move. Johan. Let's see what the call is. It's 135. The Kiwis going 135. Okay, so that brings the Australian out. Justin Connor then of Australia, his first attempt at 135. Didn't like his sequence of snatches before, was a little bit frustrated, came out and knocked over his 100, had a crack at 109, dropped that, came out and had a crack at 113, dropped that. 135 then, his first attempt. Remember, a number of these lifters are motivated by the world standards. Since the amalgamation of the United Masters, it's standards that exist alongside some of the bodyweight categories, and a number of them want their names down here. And this is a wonderful opportunity for them. And I just wonder whether Justin is eyeing up a possible standard here in his category as well, in the 90s. Let's see. This is going to be a telling lift for him, 135. Losing it. And I just wonder whether in fact his late arrival in Suva is having a little bit of an impact here. Generally Winnie, a very experienced lifter, goes out to escort him down the platform. You might not be seeing that on your online coverage, but this 135 has caused him a little bit of a drama here. The clavicle being compressed, blood flow into the head, constriction of breathing, and he cleverly throws the 135 forward and away from him. I think the doc as well, just circulating out the back as well. Again, pictures on FBC. You might not be seeing this on your world feed, but FBC Sports enjoying some pictures from out the back where we can see Justin Connor in the arms of his coach at the moment. The doc has made a move, seems to be satisfied. A little bit of concern for the Australian here. As I said, didn't go as well as he planned, I think, in the snatch. Meantime, the Kiwis, second or third attempt for Sam, waiting for him at 135. Justin Connor out of the Barbells, the Burleigh Barbells Club up on the Gold Coast. Watched the 2018 Commonwealth Games, was into his powerlifting in those days. Watched the Commonwealth Games 2018, saw the weightlifting, fell in love with it and thought, I can do that. Converted from his powerlifting and wanted to get into Olympic weightlifting. Here he is then. National rep. So now needs to move it. Good, quick, clean. Get this 135 out of there. Get it over his head as fast as possible. Second attempt. Much better. He was out of there. Got that 135 moving. Okay. So he's back. Smile on his face and he's pumped. So he's got his total as well. So the Aussie back and in business. So now for him a decision what to do with his final lift. Not mucking around with a clean this time. He is gone. He's got that 135 above his head as fast as he possibly can. All right. Sam, meantime, has been going about his business here. The psychology lecturer. Matching his best ever in competition here today, Sam. Manuela from New Zealand comprehensively closes out his competition in the 98s here today with that big 135, matching his best ever in competition, backing up after his win in the Masters earlier on this year in New Zealand, and surely setting himself up as well for some fantastic form in the New Zealand Nats and Masters coming up in the next month or so. Looking really good on the platform out here in the Masters. I wonder whether the Cook Islands are going to claim him one of these days. But for the moment, he's in the all-black strip. And nice lifting by the New Zealand lifter there today. 5 out of his 6. So 125, a 130 and a 135. Nicely finished. Okay, so decision time then for the final lift in this competition in the men's 35 through 39 here today. The Australian Justin Connor, a little overcome with his first attempt at 135 when he set it up high in the clavicle, but got back to business with the second attempt, now going 140. And I'm having a look at the standard here in his category. And I think it sits around about the 149 mark, just going to confirm that. So 140 short of that standard. I think if circumstances had been different, given the aggression with which he went about his snatches earlier on, he might have wanted to. 144. He's going higher. All right. Well, I wonder whether that standard comes into play here then. No, a little bit short, I think. Okay, 144. Big leap by the Australian. Too much today for him. Justin Connor then goes back to the Gold Coast with a good round of lifting here, recovers somewhat and does enough with his 100 and his 135 for his 235 total, and means that he comes away with the category win. But nevertheless, it's 2 from 6 for him. He's had better days, but he'll be happy with the performance given the fact that he's arrived late into Suva here, and this big 144 attempt just a little bit elusive for him today, but he brings the curtain down on this first session of competition here in the men's 35 to 39. Reviewing what once was and perhaps what might have been. Justin Connor of Australia, again, congratulations to him and the rest of the crew. We're going to take a break here at FBC Sports. When we come back, we're going to acknowledge our lifters because it's medal time here. We'll be back in just a moment.
Turning back.
The Vodafone Arena on the penultimate day of competition here in the Masters competition here in Suva, Fiji. Everybody loving life, and for these men, their days out on the platform are done this time round. We're going to honour them now with the medal ceremony and acknowledge these 3 categories of lifters out here on the main stadium. MC down at the main platform is Michael Noonan. He will be calling them up for their medals and their presentation. Let's take you down now to the platform for that. Della Shaw coming out, and boy, what a couple of weeks it's been for this woman. Incredible organisation. And I tell you what, the world of weightlifting around the Commonwealth in awe of what Fiji has done here over the last couple of weeks. It's been quite sensational. This wonderful venue, the warm Fiji welcome, of course. And here's our man from the big island of Hawaii, up onto the dais. In the men's 73, his silver medal. Corey McNaught holding him off here today, and I tell you what, he was in super form. The New Zealander up into the gold medal position. Here he is, and really some big and pretty spectacular PBs by him, getting him this well-deserved gold medal. And I tell you what, there's a young Kiwi back home, Declan, celebrating his 11th birthday, who will be very proud of his Uncle Corey on competition day.
Now we move on to the United category. Silver medalist from the USA, Kyle Wilson.
Out of the Bay Area of USA, San Francisco, when he's not weightlifting, reconstructing feet and ankles, he's a surgeon. Silver medal today, not quite there for him. Certainly had a crack at some big numbers, and with Paul Coffer in his corner, was showing signs at one stage that he could blast through. In the end, however, it was the Australian Justin Connor. 2 lifts for him. I think he wanted a lot more. 2 out of 6. He got the 100 snatch, the 135, got his 235 for his total. Good lifting in the end, and strong enough to get him up onto the gold medal position. But more in the tank for him, and I'm sure we will see him. Works at Sky Sports back in Australia as well, and absolutely fascinated by the FBC coverage, which has left him in awe, as many others as well. The coverage here this last week has been absolutely first class. Moving on then to the 98 kilo category. Mark Mansour coming up for his bronze medal. Bit of a character, his blue shades, reckons that he sees the world better through the blue shades. A few then from Suva, Fiji, very happy to get up onto the victory dais. Delashore doing the number here for his silver medal. His competition total of 220, and in the men's 98, backing up after his great form in New Zealand, the New Zealand Cook Islander Sam Manuela here with a 240 total. Delashore acknowledging that performance with the gold medal. Congratulations to all our lifters, and we acknowledge their contribution to the wonderful iron sport, Olympic weightlifting. So the gentlemen then in this category, the 35 through 39 age group, going to gather around the victory dais. They will take their victory shots. That's our cue to depart here on FBC Sports for the moment, as we let them enjoy what's been a wonderful day of competition and early afternoon. We remind our FBC Sports viewers that we will be back a little bit later on this afternoon for the women's 35 through 39. Going to be a fascinating showdown between lifters from right the way around the Pacific as well. We hope that you can join us then on FBC Sports. Continuing coverage of the United Masters Weightlifting Championships live from Suva, Fiji. We'll be back after the break with more weightlifting.